What's up, YouTube? So today EA dropped a lot of gameplay info. I'm right here, the Madden 21 gameplay deep dive, and some big news. A lot of it I like, but then again, it's all just talk right now. We got to see how it plays out. So I heard they're just talking about the Madden 21 reveal for the gridiron notes, improved gameplay features, whatever. Run defense. So they're focusing a lot on run defense this year, because it was embarrassing AF to them as a company that all of their titles were won without passing, and it's pretty stupid. There's no way you should be able to win tournaments with punters at quarterback. But the game was definitely broken last year. All you have to do is run the ball and play defense. So hopefully it's fixed. I don't want the run to be completely useless because I do run the ball. I'm about 50-50. I run and pass. Um, so hopefully they don't go from one extreme to the other, from Madden 20 where you can just run the ball to Madden 21 where you can't run the ball. But we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully it's balanced. So they're focusing on fits and defensive gap systems. Let's see, force defenders. A line at the line of scrimmage will use wider angles at the start of the play to show more anticipation and better pursuit prediction. So AI is going to be predicting pursuit angles, I guess. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to take advantage of the AI, just like in Madden 20 where you could swerve in and make them get picked up. I don't know. We'll see how that plays. Force defenders will show more anticipation in their angles at the start of the play. So they're probably at the start of the play they'll stay wide or go wide. Hammer and fill players who are the defenders and the run fit responsible for the open gap inside of the force player will take wider initial pursuit angles versus outside running plays. Okay, so then the AI will know if it's outside versus inside. So I think that's what it says. So on outside runs, they'll stay wide or go wide. Um, Force defenders will have wider formation alignments in many base defensive formations, such as 3-4. So will that make? What's up, Mainba? I'm making a video. Leave me alone. So that'll make 3-4 be like a 3-4 wide, a wide nine. I don't know. That's gonna be real. So then they can just audible to an inside dive. The thing is, with all these improvements that they're making, it's all focused upon wide and outside runs and stuff like that. But I'm worried that if that's the case, maybe Madden 21 is going to be OP on the inside runs, which is not as popular as outside runs. I can live with that because if you're not going to bust freaking outside, I mean inside for like 20 yards and gash you or to the house, like in Madden 20 where people just running stretch and magically break one off. So I guess that's a win. But then again, is it going to make outside runs just useless and you can only run inside? I don't know. I run inside, outside, so I just need to see a balance. New and improved blocking interactions with defenders, disrupting running lanes. Okay, that's good because, okay, by pushing blockers, you can push people into the backfield now. So it's good. It's going to be good to have strength and block shedding, um, like big boys instead of just pass rushers. So we'll see how that plays out. Defenders will have better anticipation of the ball carrier's movement. No, they won't. I doubt that. Defenders, AI defenders are pretty stupid. But hey, we'll see. So they're going to focus on run stopping, outside run stopping. Tackle improvements. This goes hand in hand with obviously stopping the run. You have to be able to tackle the person. So in addition to upgrades to our run fit system, we know how important tackling is to obviously. We can just add the new breakdown and pylon tackles. Okay. Defenders will now be much more aware when they are engaged in blocks near a ball carrier. That's going to be good and bad because how upset are you going to be? You're running, you see your guy's picked up a defender and he's engaged into a block and he tackles you. That might be kind of upsetting. We'll see how balanced it is. Obviously, if it's a wide receiver on a big physical safety or something like that, or a linebacker, I would expect him to be able to make a tackle while engaged in block. But if it's a cornerback and he's getting impact blocked by a tight end, then you expect to win. So hopefully it's balanced. Hit sticks and dive tackles have been tuned to make them more accessible. Okay, so his sticks might be easier to do, and that might deter running. People will get scared to get hit, but that was kind of like in Madden 20 when Enforcer was OP. So as long I don't mind all those things as long as it's balanced. We just need balance. We just don't need one thing to just be OP and then not address it the whole year like running was in Madden 20. The first tournament was won by running, and the last tournament was won by running. So as long as they can address stuff inside their game and make adjustments, then it'll be that's all that matters really. Location based tackles. I don't think this really matters. This is just talking about the tackles right before the first down, whether or not you'll get the animation to reach or the defender will get the animation to get the stop, as well as on the goal line. And it's just going to take an account of the defender's tackle and awareness, and then the offensive player's ball carrier vision and awareness. So it's going to be animation based. I'm assuming whoever has the higher ratings in those specific areas will most likely win. So I don't think that's going to be a big part really, unless you just got an OP running back and he's always reaching for the first down. Then it's gonna be annoying. But this is the big thing right here: zone drop coach adjustment. Basically, um, people thought they were so good in Madden because this year because they ran crossing routes on both sides, and they knew that the AI zones don't drop deep enough, so you can run them on both sides, and the user can only pick one to cover, right? So they thought they were so good because they run them to both sides. But now EA makes it more of a chess match, and say that's all they do. They want to just run crossing routes. Then you just tell your defenders, okay, drop 20 yards on the outside. Your outside zones, drop 20 yards, take that away. We know that's what they want to do. We know that's what they're going to do. Because it's horrible knowing what your opponent's going to do and knowing your zone is not, if it's first and 10 and you know he's going to run crossing routes because that's all he does, and your light blues aren't going to go 20 yards down the field, your deep zones aren't going to play it, and it's just horrible. So that's good. The ability to tell your defenders how deep you want them to drop. So it just makes it more of a chess match, and that's always good. And then QB passing improvements. Um, Throwing out of sacks is basically going to be predicated on how strong the quarterback is. This is good. I think overall this will be good because it takes into account when they're throwing the ball. So if they get hit after they've already pressed the button, then they have more of a chance of fumbling, which is good. So like they panic and they just throw it because they know they're getting sacked. They have a chance of fumbling. The higher chance of inaccurate, it can be thrown to a defender. So, and then how many times have you pressed the button already, and then you get hit and you're pissed because you get a sack, and you know you've pressed the button. Um, so overall, I think it's good. We'll see how it plays out, though. Like I said, this is all just words at this point. We got to see how it plays out. Deep passes under pressure. Quarterbacks are going to speed up their throwing motions when feeling pressure, which I don't understand because you should always have a fast throwing motion. You should pass the ball right when you press the button because why would your throwing motion be faster when you feel pressure on deep passes? So when you're not under pressure, you're going to throw slower? I don't know. We'll see how it plays. But overall, I like it. Throwing under pressure is going to matter. So maybe the Lamar Jacksons and the Michael Vicks and the mobile quarterbacks won't be the meta because you're going to want a quarterback with these high accuracy stats because you don't want to get these under pressure inaccuracies. You want a quarterback with throwing under pressure stat, so you won't be getting inaccurate throws. You won't be, you know, getting pissed because of a horrible throw by a quarterback. But I mean that's realistic. You got to give up if you're going to be running around with your quarterback. You got to give up stuff like that. We'll see. Quarterback branch outs. Quarterbacks can now quickly branch out of a drop back to throw the ball at any time. Okay, so this is basically um branching out. Like when you would throw the ball, like say you hiked it, you've seen that there's pressure coming, right? They're blitzing 7 in Madden 20. And you're like, okay, I got this combination over here on the left side, a slant and a flat. whichever one the corner goes, I'm gonna quick throw it, and you would get inaccurate quick throw. That was pretty frustrating in Madden 20 because a lot of times it led to a pick when this guy's wide open and you just hike it and you want to just let it go. So hopefully that, according to this, that's fixed. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. Accuracy, power, tuning. With the variety of improvements done to passing, we also did some tuning to improve under pressure and cross body passing accuracy to bring more balance or both by making inaccurate. Okay, so more inaccurate penalties when under pressure and crossbody. I mean, that makes sense, obviously. So yeah, you're gonna want maybe not a statue, but a guy that has good throwing under pressure is gonna be real important, according to this blog. I don't know if it's gonna be important when the game comes out, but according to this blog, throwing under pressure stat should be huge. We've added a new max distance passing power penalty, which will activate when targeting a receiver who's deeper than. Okay, so that's based on throw power. If your quarterback can't throw that far, and the receiver's that far, you're gonna get a penalty. That makes sense. That's good, I guess. You can't just. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. The penalty, though, I mean, the penalty should be that he can't throw that ball that far. But whatever. I guess it'll be inaccurate and it won't go far. So we'll see. Enhance the in-game passing feedback text so the players will have a more transparent understanding. Okay, so it'll tell you if you made a throw, and it'll tell you why it wasn't accurate, I guess, or why it was. Parity for handoff animations. All handoff animations have been tuned so that all respective. Okay, so all handoffs are going to be the same speed. You aren't going to have weirdos freaking switching in punters like in salary cap to get faster handoff animations, which was embarrassing for them. I don't know. That was real embarrassing. I don't think whatever. Oh, that's a story for a different time. All right, pass interference and illegal contact. Okay, wait, are they gonna put pass interference in the game and illegal contact? That's a. I don't know. That's a stretch. I do not want to get pass interference calls because I switch on and freaking defend the guy myself. I don't know. We'll see how that plays. Hopefully, it's not. Pass interference has never really played a part in Madden. You could switch on and just stop your. If you're running a streak, you could switch on, and go in front of the receiver, and slow him down. I don't know if that will be called illegal contact now. Um, Preventing users from intentionally obstructing receivers from getting to their routes. I do that all the time. So I don't know. We will see. That might be big. If you know the guy's routes and you switch on and you get to the point first and you slow him down and you go for the pick, will they call that? We'll see. Hopefully that's not a big deal. We'll find out. Defensive contain balancing. One of the most popular online strategies was contain blitz. Um, I don't know about that. I didn't really do that, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of pros just like to blitz hella people and figured out a way to contain blitz, I guess. When utilizing pass rush schemes that free up the certain player from being blocked, QB at slower speed, that player will now rush QB. Okay, so they're slowing down the people on the edge that are supposed to contain. Oh, that are in contain assignment. As long as the quarterback is inside the pocket and not using scramble movement. Okay, so if he's inside the pocket, the outside contain blitzes will slow down, I guess, to actually do their job and contain, which makes sense. And then as soon as they scramble, maybe they'll take off. Speed slow enough to read the court. Okay, so they'll be the contained defenders will be moving at a speed slow enough to read the quarterback, with the intent to keep him in the pocket. So if you go against Lamar Jackson, you want to keep him in the pocket, then contain. That makes sense. That's what it should do. Um, and when the quarterback starts to scramble, then they'll full speed. That's good. I like that. We'll see. Well, obviously, people will learn how to take advantage of it. It always happens, but if they address it when it happens, then I like that. That's good. This change will bring balance by giving the defense the ability to quickly react to the scrambling quarterback with the unblocked team player. Well, if he's unblocked, I don't know. I feel like he should just rush him, but why would an outside defender be unblocked blitzing the quarterback? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Catching responsiveness, strong focus on player control and agency. Catching is no different. few tweaks to our catching system. All right. Players can now dictate the direction they want their catch to take them as they secure the catch via left stick input. For example, by holding up on the vertical L stick while using possession catch, you'll be selecting a possession catch that will fall in. Okay. So you can aim your possession catches. Hmm. That's gonna be getting something to be getting used to. I don't know how that's gonna work. Throwing underneath routes as the responsiveness allows receivers to quickly turn up the field. It's important when the receiver in nearing the sideline, the user will have control to keep him in bounce as he turns up the field while running. Okay, so like, say you're throwing a flat route, right? And the guy, he's in the cover three, and you can hit the flat to the far side of the field real quick. You can rack catch it and go up, right? That makes sense. So we'll see how that works. Player personnel packaging, uh, getting creative with formation personnel, pre-play audibles, 12 personnel, gun empty flex. You'll be able to audible into any formation. Okay, that makes sense. So you can basically audible into any formation that has that same package as you have on the field, same personnel. Okay, balance for repeated audibles. So these are for the weirdos that like to sit there and flip the play over and over and try to, I don't know, gain some advantage. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. They flip their play over and over. So if you flip your play consistently, you have a really high chance of getting a penalty, which makes sense because you're not going to sit there and flip your play in real life over and over. Your players will get confused as hell. So that makes sense. Player fatigue for out of position ball carriers. So basically, if you're running Wildcat if you're running the quarterback freaking 20 times, 30 times a game, they're going to get fatigued. Um, if you have a player out of position that's using the ball a lot, like Wildcat, jet sweep, touch passes, quarterback blast, then they will get exhausted and they will fumble. That's good. How annoying is it playing Lamar Jackson in Mutt and he's just running QB blast and he thinks he's good? Now they can't do that, which is good. Okay. Exception for all Madden competitive on all how so I guess you don't get tired if you're playing all Madden competitive. Doesn't make sense, but all right. Kicking game tuning, kick meter has been tuned for more skill based. They always every other year they switch up the kicking meter. All it does is take like a few games to get used to, maybe a day or two to get used to. So I don't really care about that. Kick power, wind impact have been tuned so that kickers and punters don't always launch unrealistic. They don't really do that, but to bring more skid to the ball on bouncing. Okay, so they're trying to fix scum kicks. People will find out how to do scum kicks anyways, so don't really care about that. Ability improvements. Yeah, you guys introduced superstar X factors in the game last year, and they were horrible. So really horrible. Now wide receiver route ability balancing. Wide receivers have a number of abilities. These abilities are strong. Yes, some of them. Yeah, kind of. Not well. Okay, Man 21. They reworked these abilities to grant their bonuses specific areas. So now instead of like streak specialist, post specialist, cross specialist, all that weird stuff, now wide receivers will have abilities um, directed towards a field position. So say you want to be a short catch ability. I'm assuming so like anything inside 10 yards or I don't know. I'm assuming that or deep wide receiver specialists. Anything maybe 20 yards down the field, 25 yards down the field. We'll see. We'll see. As long as they're balanced, I don't mind these. I don't mind abilities. I hated 20 because of abilities, but if they balance them, then they'll be fine. That's all it is. They shouldn't be LP. Coverage defender ability balancing. Abilities like man up, zone down, universal coverage were essentially a one-stop shop. It was too easy to pick up one of these abilities on defender and just set it and forget it. Well, I mean that's what an ability should be, but um, Okay, solution to this, we have split up these abilities into multiple versions and grant their bonuses across specific areas of the field. So basically, it'll be just like the receivers. If you want an ability on a corner or safety, you want them to be a specialist in a certain area. Um, So to like counter like a short specialist receiver, you would probably want a short specialist corner. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, universal coverage is now an X Factor ability. That makes sense. So you can still play the whole field defender. You just have to earn it. Pass lead. That's gonna be easy to get probably. You probably just need a pick with the corner. Your star corner should get a pick. Well, I get picks a lot, so then he'll just be locked up the rest of the game. We'll see how that goes. Pass lead, ability balancing. Pass leads was kind of trash last year. Um, Man 21, we have removed the increased leading distance of these abilities. So instead, the ball velocity. Okay, so they made it. They made instead of pass lead, I guess you can throw the ball harder, like a gunslinger, basically. Um, yeah, okay. They basically turned into gunslinger, I guess. Ton of additional information later. Um, no one cares about face of the franchise. So June 30th, Tuesday, I guess if you guys care about face of the franchise or franchise, they'll come out with more information. All right, well we got 8 weeks, guys, and this is exciting for me because I'm a Madden fiend, and any information overall, I'll take that as a dub. It looks like they're actually trying to work on the inadequacies of Madden 20, and they're trying to fix it because it was embarrassing AF. They should be embarrassed. Madden 20 was trash. The superstar abilities were OP, a lot of them. The run game was OP from start to finish. The zones were a joke. Defense as a whole was a joke. Pursuit angles were a joke. There was no gaps. It was just horrible all around. Madden 20 was trash. It looks like they heard and they're trying to fix it. Madden Beta is going to be coming out soon. Hopefully, I get one. I've gotten it the past couple of years. Um, I've seen on Twitter that some people have gotten it. I'm not sure if they're just trolling, but we'll find out soon. All right, I'm out, guys. Peace out.